Now, there is an entire separate type of testing that you might have already seen on YouTube that is drop testing. And it turns out Apple has been doing their own internal drop testing for years now. So it turns out in the same building, Apple set up this full-on industrial robot by Epson that they've programmed to be a drop test robot. And then they've set it up in front of these ultra bright lights and super high speed phantom cameras pointed at the exact spot on the ground where the phone will land. So the idea here is they can program the robot to pick up the phone and drop it onto any surface. And then they can have it repeat that exact motion and that exact same drop on the exact same angle over and over again, but with different surfaces, and they can A/B test them and take a look at exactly what happens. And then those of you who are camera nerds, you already know these phantom cameras are pretty serious. I don't remember the exact frame rate they told me they were shooting at, but it's pretty incredible. You can actually see the titanium on this iPhone 15 Pro wobble on its first impact with the ground. And its second impact too. So yeah, they had all kinds of different materials to do drop tests, from granite countertops to marble to corkboard and wood, etc. They even had this massive block of asphalt just sitting there, just waiting to see how the iPhone reacts to being dropped in the streets, you know? But this is a fascinating setup. Now, of course, the fact is most phones still just break immediately when you drop them on the ground. So I kind of wonder how much of this data is actually getting translated into real changes of phone design. And then the hardest one to capture, for me anyway, is the shaking tests. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. Shaking tests. Apple has rooms full of machines that are literally trays of devices strapped to a surface that's being shaken thousands of times at a specific frequency. It's actually kind of hard to record because if my shutter speed is at the right number, it doesn't even really look like anything's moving, kind of like how car wheels don't look like they're spinning if you have the right camera settings. But I did get a few clips where like I put my hand on it and you can see it's moving a lot. They're using this machine to try to simulate years of wear and tear out in the real world. Apparently, they can program in the frequency of a certain motorcycle engine or car engine or subway car or whatever constant vibration that they just want to check up on to make sure everything holds up to exposure to it over a very long time. But I really think the most fascinating thing about all this testing is they are trying, before the phone even comes out, they're trying to simulate years of wear and tear in the real world with real customers in a small room under the basement of Apple Park with like the machines that they've designed. It's a fascinating connection they've got to make.